do what I want. Candy cane with the white on top. Lambo doors or the woo up drop. If you busy plotting on what I got, kick in your door and swat you thought. $100,000 on the tabletop. Half price my whip, same price my watch. Got no temper, but I bought a lot. Bitch on your stony, I do what I want. Didn't know that was your girl when she gave me top. Kicked her out the road, said thanks a lot. Goddamn, I love paper like a Michael Scott.
All right, everybody, and welcome to the Swiss Army Nerd Podcast. This is your co-host, John Stickrod, and my other co-host,
Patrick O'Mara.
That's right, and he is here. We're here to talk about some E3 coverage. It's been a big week for us nerds.
It has.
It has. It's been a good E3. It's been like they've learned how to finally stream it, like to where it's entertaining.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I have never watched E3 before.
Oh my god! Well, you could pick a good one to watch because it used to be rough. It used to be a lot of like dead air.
Hard to watch.
I find it more interesting just I stumble upon it instead of watching it all through E3.
Yeah, no, I get it. I watched some of it live, like the big ones, like Microsoft and Bethesda, but like Nintendo and stuff like that, I just catch the other stuff. But I guess we'll just jump right into it. I mean, it's been a pretty good E3. So there's big ones that came out and a bunch of little ones. Everyone's got different opinions, what they're excited for. So we're gonna kind of crescendo with the good shit. You're a PS4 guy, so that's actually a good thing. So we can talk a little bit of PS4.
Excuse me.
Okay,
You had a PS4.
You're by console.
I grew up PS4 and then I changed.
Yes, but you still have a little bit of love because you like God of War and stuff like that. So PS4 actually did pretty good. The Sony E3 wasn't that bad. I actually did watch some of it. Did you play Last of Us?
I own it. I've touched into it. Yes,
It's one of like the greatest games apparently ever played.
It's hard.
I bet. Well, they announced this before, Last of Us 2, but they finally showed some gameplay. We don't know anything about the story, but a lot of people were super, super excited about that because there was some hearsay about whether or not it would be on a new gen. So it's going to actually make this gen. So, and then Death Stranding, I don't know if you know anything about that. That's the one where Norman Reedus, the guy from The Walking Dead, is the character. And we don't know a ton about it. We know that he's stranded on an island with a baby. And he's naked, and I'm guessing he's stranded and he has to survive. We don't know a lot about it.
Terminator style.
Something like that, yeah. So that came out, they did a little bit of gameplay for it, so that looks really cool. The Resident Evil 2, they're going to remake it.
I saw that. That zombies always a fascinating
looks
game
amazing.
subject.
It looks amazing. I mean, Resident Evil 2 is one of my favorite Resident Evils, so it was a good pick. So I'm excited. People were really, really excited for that. The big one for Sony, I think this one and I think Days Gone, those are the two.
Days Gone is one of the ones I've been looking forward to for at least a couple of years now.
I think that's what I would call like a console converter because it's that good. Like it looks that good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Sony's always been good at getting those high-end, very good single-player games.
Yes. Yeah, they always put some good oomph in the story. It
Yeah.
seems like they appreciate that more. Like God of War.
That's something I think they tend to focus on, where Microsoft tends to focus on getting those groups together, the multiplayer action.
Yeah.
Which, and you're absolutely right, but I looked at some of the Days Gone thing. There wasn't a lot on E3. We've seen stuff like come out lately.
Yeah.
I honestly, that one and Spider-Man are the only reasons I think, and maybe Last of Us are the only reasons I would buy a PS4. But that says something because I'm an Xbox guy, so they're at least making me think about it.
As a guy that's already got a PS4, honestly, I don't think I would recommend buying it for any game.
Well, that's honest. To say the least.
If it's not for any one game.
Yeah, okay.
Let me put it that way.
That makes sense. Well, yeah. Since you're a PS4 guy, if you combine all of the things they announced at E3, there was probably about 5, 6, 7 games. Would that convert you? Is that enough, or is it still just like, okay, there's a couple good ones, but probably one or two will flop? Because I wonder that. For me, I'm looking at Spider-Man. Looks amazing. Reminds me of Spider-Man 2. I played that as a kid.
It reminds me a lot of Batman, honestly.
Well, I think they emulated Batman, like Arkham Asylum fight and stuff like that. They just added Spider-Man abilities. But I look at Spider-Man and I'm like, I would almost buy one just to play that. Because it looks so fun and loose. And
a lot of the games look fun, but honestly, I think I still say no. Because there's all this talk about them doing crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
And I would take my bet to see if the game prices would drop before I'd even think about buying a PS4.
Which makes sense. I mean, I don't think I would buy one right now. I think I would.
I mean, a full price PS4 is what, 450, 500?
Yeah, give or take, like $299 if you buy the 500 gig and then buy a expandable memory. But it's not like it's super expensive. It's just more what I use it. That's how I.
Well, if you're
think
thinking
about it.
normal consumer, the normal consumers would be kids that are still living with mom and dad.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But I'm looking at these. I'm looking at Spider-Man. I'm looking at Resident Evil 2. I'm looking at Days Gone, and I'm like, okay, at least they're making me interested for an Xbox guy.
Yeah, there's always that interest, but I don't know. This PS4 has let me down so hard this gen at least.
It's tough to compete right now.
I loved the PS3. I would recommend that back then, but
Or the PS2. PS2 was awesome.
PS2, PS1 was great. The PS4 was a huge letdown for me.
Well, I think they definitely tried to rush it, trying to compete with the one. So, but that was PS4 E3. I mean, there's some more in there, but those are the big ones.
Yep.
So we'll move on from that. There was a little bit that they have individual for pretty much like Microsoft for
So we'll jump into Microsoft.
EA. Well, we'll go every which way. Right now, we'll do.
I got the highlights down. If you just want me to read off the highlights,
go for it. That's pretty much
so
the same thing.
the first thing I have for highlights is Halo Infinite.
Yeah, and Infinity. That's going to be the big Microsoft one. That's the moneymaker. It extends the story from Halo 5. So if you remember, Halo 5 ended at a huge cliffhanger.
Huge.
So we have no idea. We know what's going on, but we don't know where the story is going.
Yeah.
We know it's Halo 5 was the beginning of a trilogy, so this would be the middle one.
Yeah.
No, Halo 4 Halo 4 was the beginning of a trilogy, I think.
I'm pretty sure Halo 5 was.
No, Halo 5 was, because Halo 4...
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. So Halo 6 is the extended of that trilogy. We get to see what's going on. It was a very small teaser. People went nuts for it, of course, because so
well, it's Halo. It's one of the biggest.
Yeah, it made every other person step their game up.
I think it's the only game that competes with Call of Duty.
Absolutely, I think they're the reason Call of Duty exists. I think that's odd. When they came out with Combat Evolved, it just changed the game. I definitely I'm excited for it as a Microsoft fan, as a Halo fan. I trust 100%. I believe is it 343 Studios?
343.
343 is taking over.
Love their work in Halo 5. I'm excited to see what happens.
Halo 4 too.
343
did Halo 4.
I'm excited to see where it goes, and from what I understand, they're going to have the newest thing, which is battle royale mode. So they're going to have some of that in multiplayer. So that'll be interesting. Yep. I mean, I like it. It couldn't hurt, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Did you play the Halos because you were a PS4 guy for a long time?
Yeah, actually, I have. I played the last one that came out,
Halo 5. Yep.
Yeah, I played that. I own it actually. I just haven't played it with anybody, so I don't know what the multiplayer's like.
Multiplayer's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
I've had friends from high school that told me that ever since Halo 4, the skill for multiplayer just dropped. It's not a skill-based game.
No, it's not.
Personally,
it's weapon-based.
Yeah, if Halo 5 the story was entertaining to you, I would recommend.
Oh yeah, it was
entertaining and rocking out 1, 2, 3, 4.
And I think Halo is one of those most, other than Halo 3, which had a subpar
plot.
Yeah, but other than that, they always deliver. They always keep me interested. Yeah. Storyline's great. I know it's known for multiplayer, but for me, the storyline is fantastic.
Halo 2 Remastered was phenomenal. So I'm excited. It's a big announcement. We've been waiting a while for this. We didn't know if it was even going to happen. So I was excited to see that. So you want to go into the next part?
Yeah. Okay. The next one that came out on my list was Fallout 76.
Yes, this is a big one. This is Bethesda. This was Bethesda's juggernaut.
Well, they have several actually.
Yeah, Bethesda killed it. I think nobody can argue that. Bethesda won the E3 so far. By far. But yeah, Fallout 76. I mean,
I'm hearing some rumors, though, and that's making me nervous.
Like what rumors?
It's online multiplayer.
Yes, it's open world.
Now, if you think back to the Elder Scrolls Online multiplayer, those were terrible.
Terrible, yeah. They were, well, we won't say terrible.
For a certain kind of player.
Yes, they were meant for kind of the grind it World of Warcraft type people. So it wasn't our...
I feel like it's more a computer-based game to do that kind of thing.
I don't think it's going to be like that.
They didn't do good overall, though, either.
No, like, it wasn't like a Skyrim. It wasn't close.
No.
And I think people expected that. Bethesda does that to us. They have these insanely good games. You build us up that much, it's really hard when you... If
they release a game, a lot of the players are going to play it.
Yes. So we were expecting 10 out of 10. We got 8 out of 10. For them, that's a disgrace almost. I'm not worried, and this is why I think they're taking a risk for sure. But I just think Fallout is almost such a cool game. It's not like Elder Scrolls, which you could almost say, okay, you have a sword and bow and arrow and spells. It's a lot like World of Warcraft. This game, Fallout 76, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know PC as much, but I can't think of another Wasteland MMO type thing.
Okay. So,
you know what I mean? So that's a big risk, and I like risks. I think online failed because it wasn't a risk. They pretty much said, this works in PC. Let's put it on console and duplicate it. It worked for certain people, but not us. It wasn't anything special.
What I'm seeing is, because they said you can help people or fight them.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. I'm seeing just a giant worldwide PUBG scenario going on.
So you're just seeing a lot of people being trolls.
It's just, they're just going to try and kill each other.
You have that a lot. You get the guys who grind out, get the high levels, get the good weapons, and just go around trolling people.
But I think just like GTA and all those games that are open world, they're going to have
that's
things
probably a better guess. It's going to be more like GTA.
Yeah, which I'm honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting killed by someone who grinded the fuck out of it, because as long as it doesn't hurt me, I'm okay with it.
Well, I'm not against it, but it's
going to be different. It's not going to be a normal Fallout. I love that it's a prequel. I think that's fantastic.
They did release it? Okay.
Yep, they said it's a prequel. It's going to be It's going to be the first... You're the first time coming out of the vault, period. So it's not like a wasteland that has other people living in it yet. They're all exploring and shit. That's why they did the open world thing, because you're all coming out, so to speak, of this vault. Yes, and there's nothing in
right
place.
When it's first safest to be out of it. Yeah.
And you're in West Virginia. It's 4 times the size of Fallout 4, which was huge. I'm okay with it because I feel like there's going to be enough to do and enough to explore that we can just pack up and do stuff, and if someone messes with us, we can kill them.
Well, definitely
the only thing that might be an issue for this is the servers.
Yeah, but
it's probably going to crash at first, because or at least be extremely laggy. I remember when Elder Scrolls Online came out, it was the laggiest thing ever.
Yes.
I mean, I never got booted, but it was laggy, especially in the towns.
I got booted a few times,
that's
actually.
What happens where everyone goes, the town.
It's because that's where all the tutorial stuff is.
But I think right now, for me, at least lately, I can't think of the last game other than like a PUBG. And that was a small game where I'm having issues with that stuff anymore. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe you could think of a couple, but I definitely don't see a lot of times where servers make it unplayable. And Bethesda wouldn't release an online-only game if it wasn't ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they've earned my faith in that. Yes, Elder Scrolls was choppy, but that was also their first go at it. So they're going to look at Elder Scrolls and be like, okay, let's take the good parts, like the servers.
Yeah, they actually learned from the mistakes.
Yes, and that's by Bethesda, man.
I should have tried Morrowind before I got their sequel to the online one.
Yes, yeah.
But while we're staying on the subject, if you had... Okay, let's pretend Thanos just deleted one of the 2 games. Which one would you rather have him delete?
Out of the 2 we just discussed?
Just the
Halo
Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
Elder Scrolls 6, the one...
no, not the new ones, just in the genre.
No, I would take Elder Scrolls every time.
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls
I think I would too.
What's up?
You want to know, Tyler Alexander said, take a shot, John.
Yes, Taylor Alexander.
Or Taylor, sorry.
That is, I believe that's T-Mac's cousin, actually. This is pretty... I'll take a drink, and that's basically a shot. I would definitely pick Elder Scrolls. I think, overall, if you stacked them up, right? And this is a juggernaut battle.
Yeah.
I think that Elder Scrolls takes it off because Skyrim and Oblivion were just so groundbreaking.
I also think it's more... I don't want to say... I guess, I want to say unique compared to Fallout.
Yeah.
Because there's so many explorer shooter games out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I'm excited for Fallout 76 almost as much... I guess we'll just lead into it. Almost as much as Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep.
This announcement... there's 2 things I want to talk about. One, was what a perfect way to announce it. Because I don't know if you watched the...
I did.
And how they teased us. They were like...
It's just music and a landscape.
Yes, and then it comes up, and the crowd goes nuts. And
well, you start hearing the music, too,
yes.
and that's when I made the connection, is the music.
And that's the theatrics of it. And they didn't give us a lot. There's no gameplay.
I only have a couple of guesses of what's going on.
I would love to hear your guesses.
Okay, well, there's no release date off the first thing.
Yes.
But I actually think this one's taking place in either Hammerfell or High Rock.
So do you think at all this is going to be the one where they take 3 or 4 regions?
I think this is a prequel.
Okay. Oh, you think it's a prequel?
I think it's a prequel to the other ones.
That would be interesting. That would be a good throwback. I mean, I would rather a prequel because it's always hard to go forward. I mean, I think Skyrim was 200 years after Oblivion or something.
Yeah.
So it's always hard to do that, and prequels are a little bit easier. And, you could do a prequel and still have the same weapons, and it's dealable, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yep.
But when you go forward in time, you're always like, where are the guns going to come?
You have to think of the next story plot.
Yeah. Okay, so what else do you have to say about it, like as far as what you think is going to be happening?
Well, if it's taking place at Hammerfell or High Rock, Hammerfell's those are the scimitar guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, if anything, they were talking about in the lore of Skyrim, there was like a civil war or something going on.
Yes, there's a
way
lot.
Back when.
Yeah, the Civil War would be cool to go into. I honestly, and this is my prediction, I think it's going to be in Skyrim again. I think it's going to be a direct sequel. I think it's going to literally pick up where you were, and it's going to be in Skyrim, but you're going to be able to explore a ton, like pretty much all of Cyrodiil. That's my opinion. I don't think it's going to be one area. I think they've done enough of the areas that they're going to just start making it bigger. Because they used to do the single areas because they were limited. We're not limited anymore. You can do massive games and make them work. I really think it's been since 2011. That's almost, by the time this comes out, from what I understand, it's 2020. It's 9 years. 9 years it's been. That's a lot of time to perfect a game. And what does Bethesda do better than any other studio? Perfect a game.
Yep.
I think 9 years is enough time for them to create all of Cyrodiil. They could do it. They could.
They could, but I also heard this map was supposed to be about the size of Virginia as well.
Yeah, okay, so that part I did not hear. So then that changes things a little bit.
So I would love for it to be in Skyrim again, but based on I did a little digging into this because I figured this was going to be one of the huge ones. The map, it's on a coastline, and there's the huge crater that they show.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking it's like there's some crater, I forget the name of it, that borders the lands between Hammerfell and High Rock.
So you think it's going to be both?
It might be both, honestly, but I think it's going to be more of the one over the other.
I think both would be smart. I'm definitely interested. I kind of hope they don't give us a ton. The big thing for me that I'm not concerned about, I guess I am. I'm pretty positive it's going to be next gen. They almost confirmed it. I feel like the guy flubbed a little bit when he mentioned that. So that means we're not going to be getting it as
2020, right?
Yeah, 2020.
Well, they didn't confirm the PS5 until 3 years from now.
Yes.
They confirmed that, I should say.
But
they didn't confirm that.
On Xbox is what I was concerned about, because I know Xbox has been really, really pushing towards the next gen. And it concerns me, not because I obviously don't want to spend the money buying new gen, but
that's where I'm thinking if the PS5 hasn't come out, then you're going to get a whole bunch of Xbox One fans that are going to complain about it because it's still on the old gen for the Sony system.
But if you remember, the reason why the PS4 was pressed out as quick as it was is because Xbox pushed it out. Yeah. Xbox was like, okay, like PS4, just for an example, was like, we'll come out in 2012. Xbox was like, we'll be 2011. PS4 had to rush it out. Remember, PS4 had a lot of issues.
Yep.
Xbox does that. They're assholes. So
it's a business strategy.
It's a business strategy that works. I'm just thinking, I'm concerned if it's next gen, but at the same time, it is a game I would put on next gen because I pay to play it.
I would definitely pay.
So to be smart, if they're smart, which they are, they'd put it next gen, maybe both. But we'll see. I mean, I think that was the game.
They might do it like they did Skyrim, where they did.
Yeah, where they did both. I think that was the biggest one of E3 personally, but we'll move on.
That was probably my highest.
For me, it was for sure, but we're Skyrim geeks. So
Yeah.
all right. So next,
So my next one was Crackdown 3 with Terry Crews as
the voice.
The voice of the character.
Fantastic pick. Terry Crews is very special for voice acting. So I like that. I'm not a huge Crackdown guy personally.
I haven't played any of them.
I played 1 and 2. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, but a lot of people are. So they can't really mess it up. It's free world. It's kind of play gimmicky type thing. So
It looked like a superpower scenario.
Yeah,
based
for
on what I
sure.
was seeing.
Good for people who like Crackdown, basically. Good for them.
The next one I have was Metro.
Yes.
Metro. Now this one seems like a more adult version of Fallout.
Yes, it does.
And I'm actually looking forward to this.
I think this is going to be a sleeper. I think people don't know it as well, but I think this is going to be one of those games where it's like,
not coming underneath.
yeah. Which if it's at E3, it's big, but a lot of times people go towards
They
those.
overlook it.
Yes.
'Cause-
So I agree with you. I think it's an adult version. I'm interested to see where they go with it.
Have they released anything?
that
No
comes-
gameplay, not for Metro. Just
No, it's just
basic.
a gameplay. Well, not gameplay trailer. It's just cutscene trailer.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So you get an idea of like it's a Fallout.
It's a
scenario.
post-apocalyptic. You're seeing giant bats. You're seeing giant fish and all that. The only other information I have is it comes out February 22nd next year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next, I have Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, this is the one I wanted to really talk about. One of the ones I really want to talk about because Kingdom Hearts, it's 3, I believe, right? Or is it? It's 3, I believe.
Yeah.
So 1 and 2 have been, that's PlayStation's baby. That's what they protected. They loved it. It has all these great characters. This, for me, kind of shows me we're in the middle of something not good for PlayStation because for them to give up the rights for Kingdom Hearts, that's a lot of characters they gave up in a big game.
You know, I didn't even think about that. This is like I was thinking about it because it was a Microsoft highlights that I was looking at.
Yes.
And that was on there.
Yes, which means Microsoft didn't just borrow; they bought. So that
They
means
bought rights to it. Yeah.
Yeah, that means it's
So
theirs.
is it Xbox only, or is it?
No,
Xbox?
it'll be-
it's both.
Okay.
But in that, obviously, that's
But that's a
part of
huge
it.
deal for Xbox.
Yeah.
That's
There
a
are-
whole bunch of fans.
We have Steve. He's a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and I remember him telling me that if it comes out on PS4, I'd have to buy PS4.
Yep.
That's how big of a game it is. So for Microsoft to go out and be like, "Fuck this! I'm going to put money down. I'm going to buy this." They get this game. That's big, man. It just doesn't. It's smart, I guess, for PlayStation because they're losing money in sales, but it's also alarming because remember Nintendo did this when they were doing really bad. They started selling all these rights and pieces. It makes you wonder: is next gen? Is there gonna be a PS5? Is there gonna be an Xbox One?
I
2?
wouldn't be surprised
You know what I
in the
mean?
near future where the two consoles combine.
Yeah, I feel like we're on the cusp.
It's gotta be.
At
coming
least
soon.
we're all gonna play together. At the least, I feel like
It's
we're
the
there.
X station.
I think
Yeah.
the next thing is cross servers.
Almost play.
I thought that was big. I don't know a ton about Kingdom Hearts. I do know their fan base is dedicated and strong, and that right there is why I was like, "Whoa, Microsoft!" But in that they're smart.
I know a few people that only play video games because of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And Kingdom Hearts is the only games they play.
You guys know me. I'm not a huge gamer. I'm Call of Duty, and that's pretty much it. I literally went out, borrowed my brother-in-law's PlayStation 2, and got on eBay because I found a game, Kingdom Hearts, the first one, for $15. I bought it, and for 2 weeks, that's all I did. I love that game. I can sit and play it all day, every day.
It's a great concept, easy concept, and an intelligent concept. It works.
You think they got a lot of effort put into it too, because you got Disney characters in there, and Disney ain't gonna let anything go by there.
And that's another thing, man. There's so much you can do. It's not just I think it kind of slipped under the radar as far as what a big acquisition that is for Microsoft. It's not anything to snuff your nose at. That's like that'd be the equivalent, and I think this is a fair way of putting it. If PS4 bought Halo, that's a big buy. It's a huge buy, and Kingdom Hearts is one of those games. So I thought that was big.
Do we know anything story wise?
I didn't really look into it because I didn't play 1 and 2. I know it's a continuation, so the diehard fans will know it. I mean, it's not something I wouldn't try. From what I understand, they also bought the rights for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, so they're going to release on the Xbox store
The backtracks.
1 and 2. Yeah, so that's even big too. So people who didn't play it. So I definitely thought that was something to really talk about. The fact that their fan base if you're an Xbox guy, which Steve is, he has a chance to be able to get it now. So that's pretty cool.
I can't wait. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I think a lot of fans are. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What's
Yeah.
next?
The next was surprising. Forza Horizon 4.
Yes.
Never been a big racing game.
Yeah, I'm not. No. But this game is pretty innovative. Did you see the seasonal changes? I thought that was really crazy.
I thought there were different maps.
No, that's what's crazy. Is what it is an open world, right? So you drive to a certain place, and then you're kind of like GTA, except you don't load in or nothing. You just drive to the place, and then they give you a map to drive on. What's crazy is throughout the year, or throughout the day, I'm not sure if it's year or day, the seasons change. So you have to adjust your car by the season. So if you have a motorsport or something with seasonal or not seasonal tires, and it snows and you drive, you will crash.
That's cool.
That's a cool concept.
That's a cool concept, but I almost wonder if there's like loopholes around that. Like you could,
sure.
I'd imagine you can own more than one car.
Oh
right?
yeah, of course.
So you get custom cars made for each season, and well, it's not like they're gonna surprise you with it.
Awesome. I agree. I just thought it was an interesting idea. I kind of wish they did that in GTA.
Well, they do that snow thing every once in a while, and it doesn't really affect anything other than you can throw a snowball.
And yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I do like the idea of season changes. I like when they take games that are obviously unrealistic and make them realistic. I think that's a smart move, especially with a game like a Forza game, which they do so well at making it
innovative.
Innovative is such a great way to put it. So I thought that was cool. I'm not a racing guy per se, but I know if you are a racing fan, you should be impressed. Yeah, you should be impressed. That's pretty cool.
I was looking at the cars. I liked how they had like some old timey ones compared to these souped up supercars.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. It caught my attention, and again, I'm not a racing guy, so that's pretty cool.
All right, my next one was We Happy Few, which actually has been out for a while.
We Happy Few. I've never heard of that.
It's a PC game.
Yeah.
And basically, I had a game in mind that I could compare it to. But it's an exploration quest game.
Okay.
I don't think there's Dishonored. I compare it to that. Other than I think there's the lack of violence in that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game where you're an office worker, and this world you start off as an office worker, and there's this drug called joy.
Of course there. Oh, I know. This is it's similar to BioShock. This is the one where you do drugs, right? To get powers?
It's made by the same. Well,
same
I don't
people.
think it gives you powers.
Well, no. What I mean by that is, it's made by the same BioShock people. It's a basic idea. I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't know that was the name.
You take this pink pill called Joy.
Yes.
And it's supposed to make you happy because the law is you're happy, and if you're a sad man, you get thrown out and banished out of the city.
That's right. It's a very innovative idea. I liked it. I actually forgot the name. I'm glad I didn't write it down either. I'm so glad you brought that up. It is so weird. But that BioShock was weird, right? BioShock was very odd.
BioShock was weird when it first came out.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. I like games that kind of make you think.
But then again, it's also been out for a year, so I mean, you can see a lot of gameplay trailer on that.
Yeah, that's true. This is true. So we talked Kingdom Hearts 3. What's next?
My next one was I thought it was called Massive at first, but then I realized it was actually called Division 2.
Yes, Division 2. You played Division 1, right?
I have Division 1. I am not happy with
not
it.
A fan.
I played the beta and I wasn't very impressed.
I was a big
I was so unhappy with Division that I did not get Wildlands.
Yeah, actually, the same for me.
I played the beta of Wildlands. Was not really impressed with it.
Our ex-cameraman Tyler, he bought Division 1 and he said it was the worst purchase he ever made.
Every enemy you come across is a boss, essentially. They have boss-like health. It's a tank.
Yeah.
And I watched gameplay trailer on it, see if they change it.
A bunch of people
they did fix it to a point, kind of, but it still takes an entire clip just to get rid of a quarter of a bar of health.
Oh.
So every enemy is still a tank.
It's ridiculous. Okay.
And it's a huge grind.
The concept of the game was cool.
Yeah.
The concept was great. Execution
was very poor.
Yes.
Story-wise, this one takes place right after the first one.
Well, at least that's good. There's continuation, which is something that I feel like people forget how to do in the gaming world.
There's that. I know they divided it into 3 classes like they did, other than you can't combine the abilities based on what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you what the names are. I can't remember that. I didn't write that down.
Soldier, tank or something like that.
More likely. medic and all that. The basic 3 classes.
Yeah. So I want to talk about something real quick.
Okay.
Okay, I thought this was big. I actually didn't catch this at the original E3. I don't know if you caught it either. Did you see the expansion of PUBG? The actual creation of the game for us console folks?
I saw, like, I was on YouTube and I saw there was a clip for it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, the clip is actually pretty amazing. They upped the graphics. It's supposed to come out in winter of 2018, this year.
Whole game.
It's a whole game. It's the same basic idea, but it's updated graphics, a ton of new maps, new weapons, new everything. It changes not how the game is played, but how well it's played. I thought this was awesome because we always come in here and we shit.
We've been
on
shitting on
PUBG.
it for
What the fuck? Where's the
almost the year now?
Where is it? Yep. And finally, I think Fortnite lit a fire under their ass. Something special happened. I highly recommend looking up the trailer because it looks great. It looks like a game that wasn't a fucking arcade game. It looks good. It's got a story. It's got more. It's got a ton, not just a new map, a ton of new maps, a ton of new weapons. And apparently they cleaned it up a little. So I'm excited for that as a guy who has PUBG. What I'm curious about and what they didn't mention, us, the guys who bought the $30 package, do we get upgraded or do we have to buy another one? We don't know. They didn't say that.
They didn't
we
say.
Might have
I'll be very upset if we don't get updated. Yes. I might not buy it if we have to buy it.
I think what might happen is we might have to pay a reduced fee.
I mean, even then, I don't
think that's fair.
We went through the hard times, right? Like, we went through the rough PUBG nights where we pressed B by accident and died. We went through that. We earned
I never had that problem. I never understood.
You were one and only, brother, because every one of us.
I was like,
where are we going? Where are we going? John's not back. Where are we going?
Where are we going, boys? He's dead. He already died.
Sticky's either like, you're driving, and then he dies, and I'm like, I didn't catch it. Or I'm looking at my map, and he was looking at his map, and then he's driving, and he backs out and kills himself, and I'm wondering why is the car not moving?
How about when the guy who's driving gets disconnected?
Oh my God.
He joined the game. Everyone has to get out.
I had that problem so many times.
The goddamn Ghost Rider. It's the worst. But I'm excited. I was excited because we shit on PUBG nonstop. I was like, oh my God, they're doing something. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. I wanted to make sure we got to that. It was a small part of E3, but exciting.
I do like that it's a fix-it-up update.
Yes.
But it's kind of cool that I think PUBG did make it to
E3, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the stats in front of me.
Well, it was big for a while, but I honestly think the reason that they are doing that is because they were no longer being talked about.
No, Fortnite is the game. Right?
Fortnite is the game. Everybody's streaming. Everybody's twitching it. Everybody's doing everything with it.
It's simplicity, Tommy, and that's what Fortnite is.
It's because it's for little kids.
Yep.
And in order to get little kids, in order for the streamers and the Twitchers to get money, they have to do what's on attention, and what's going to bring attention is what the little kids play.
Nope, you're absolutely right. But I do love that PUBG's getting something. So, what's next, buddy?
My next one was the Lara Croft game.
Yes, it's a sequel, I believe, right?
It's a sequel. It almost sounds, based on the trailer that I watched, it almost sounds like the story that Neil was telling us when he watched the movie.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably going to be similar. I mean, Tomb Raider is a great game. I actually did end up playing. I'm not going to watch the movie, but I ended up playing the game that came out. Yeah, fantastic game. A lot of fun. Really innovative. Loved it. I'm not going to buy the second one. It's just not my cup of tea.
I do wonder why she calls herself an idiot throughout the trailer.
Yeah, it is weird. It is odd. The trailer was weird. I think the trailer was trying to be funny and it failed. It fell flat. I think it's too.
You can't take Lara Croft in a funny scenario.
No, she's not a funny. She's supposed to be a badass.
It's a serious badass character.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So what's next?
My next one, you guys probably won't know. Devil May Cry 5.
Actually, I have that written down, and I do know it because I used to be a PS2 guy.
So have you played the other ones?
I played up to, I think it was 2 or 3. Is as far as I went. I bought one. It wasn't 4. I never played 4. I think it was 3. I know that this is just like Kingdom Hearts. They have a very devoted fan base.
They do. I've played every single one.
And it's an interesting game. Like, it's not the only reason I stopped playing it is because I made the conversion.
Yeah.
But I think it looks good. Yeah. I mean, for someone who doesn't play
it. For graphics-wise, it does look good. I know this one has to take place after 4. You know that reboot that they did? Mm-hmm. I think they tossed that out because that didn't follow the storyline for the original one.
They botched it, let's be honest.
Yeah. I know you're playing as Neo again.
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen hints at Dante. But more than likely, you're going to play like you did with number 4. You play through the story as Neo, and then you come back as Dante and do the whole story. Pretty much the same story over again with just a different character.
Yeah. I think it looks good. I think it's kind of getting back to its roots, which is cool to see.
Yeah, that's actually a lot better.
And that's kind of the key, I think, a lot of times. Is this E3 did kind of feel that way. It almost felt like it took a back step.
That's honestly how I felt, because it's all games that we've played throughout our childhood. Actually, might have one coming up pretty soon that's gonna be a flashback.
Well, and I like that. I'm not saying they're not doing what movies do, right? When they reboot, what they're doing is they're extending in the right ways.
They're either doing a prequel or they're doing a sequel.
And that's what we want, right? You know, you want that. You want to be invested. You want to, because if there's one thing about our generation, we are invested in the past, right? We love the old school stuff. So I liked E3 a lot for that reason.
I think out of all my notes, I only have one remake.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which we'll get to after a couple.
All right. So what's up next?
My next one was Dying Light 2, which was actually surprising.
Got huge. Like, a lot of people were, like, pumped about that. They were like, yes, which I thought was surprising. I wasn't the biggest Dying Light fan.
No, I didn't think it had a huge fan base when the first one came out.
Apparently it did.
We were wrong.
It wasn't, it was an interesting game. I keep saying this word, but E3 has been very innovative. But I wasn't a huge Dying Light. There was nothing wrong with it.
No.
It was just not my speed.
It's a different...
It felt like Dead Island.
And I've
With
beaten
parkour.
Dead Island 1 and 2. I could not beat Dying Light 1.
No.
Well, not that I couldn't.
Excellent
I
way
just
to put
didn't
that.
want to do it.
Excellent way to put that. I agree 100%. I'm the same way. I played 1, 2, could not get through Dying Light. I like that. I guess I'm excited for the people that like it. It's not going to be a game I pick up, personally.
I might just after a while.
It's going to come out on Free Pass. We'll get that way.
This new thing I'm seeing is where they're doing it again. I think it's open world online.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and that's the thing now. I think they finally cracked the code on open world, so they're just like, fuck it, make it open world.
The story is based on how you play.
Oh,
I like
it's
that.
decision based.
It's I guess because they're
Fable-esque.
because you make the thing they're pushing is you make the world. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like Fable, or I was thinking, what's that show that's about zombies? I'm
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Okay, so imagine you're one of the leaders of a group, and you're building the world around how you see things.
Yeah.
That's how they're doing it.
And I like, it feels like we're starting to get control. I don't know if you get that vibe.
I like that.
But yeah, I do too. We're the fan base.
You got to you got to make how your fans want it.
Exactly. I like that too. It does feel that way. I think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be bad. I just don't know if it's going to be a game I go out and grab.
No, I think I will wait at least a year or two.
Yeah.
Before I get it.
Let's just be honest. We're going to wait till it's free on Game Pass.
That's not good.
All right.
If I get Game Pass, I don't have it.
It's worth every penny.
$9.99.
All right.
Plug.
You get a month free.
And a month free. Holy shit! All right, next.
My next one is the only remake I have found, and that's the Battletoads.
Yes, but it deserves. It deserves a remake. Battletoads, one of my best friends, that was his absolute favorite game. He played it religiously. He preached that it was. He used to call Battletoads the most innovative game since Pong. He was out of his mind, but
Battletoads has a huge following.
It still does.
With prank calls.
I have people at my job come up to me and say, "Where's Battletoads?" And I have to explain to them, "We don't have Battletoads," and they yell at me. So
if you don't know what Battletoads is, Battletoads originally was a side-scroller beat-em-up.
Just 2 sec. Vinny. Get Vinny.
What do you say?
I'm not going to repeat his first hey thing.
What?
But, okay. You know shit about sports. Vinny, you can't even spell sports. It's probably Pat typing
That was the last podcast.
Vinny Lucas
Go watch it now.
Yeah, this isn't sports, Vinny. You have to learn how to spell the entire 2 words of video games to be here.
Or read.
Or read. R-E, we lost him. Anyway, we were talking about Battletoads. I think it deserves a remake.
Yes.
It's been long enough.
Patrick was explaining what Battletoads is.
Battletoads,
it's like chess.
Chess?
Yeah, well, I might have played a different Battletoads. My Battletoads was you had toads on one side, toads on the other, and you had to decide where they were going to go and hope you bomb right there.
That sounds like a mix of Frogger and Battle Worms.
Yeah, it used to be Battle Worms, but the one I played, which it wasn't the one, it was the one I played, was an arcade game I played.
The one I played was a nightmare.
The one I've played out of the two were both side-scroller beat-em-ups, like Double Dragon.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That was the one my friend played.
Yeah, there was a crossover of Double Dragon and Battletoads at one point, and I remember playing that and having a shit ton of fun playing it.
I think that it's got a fan base, and I think it's simple enough to just be awesome. What a great game to play. You're having some beers with your friends. Let's play Battletoads. Fuck it. That's a game that works in that niche. You know what I mean? You don't need a story.
No, I don't think there is a story other than it's 3 nerd kids get sucked into a video game and turn into toads.
Okay. Jumanji Toads.
All right.
The Rock's gonna be in that film.
He deserves to be in every film.
The next one is Just Cause 4.
Just Cause.
I haven't played any of those.
Hell out of that franchise.
Just Cause is exactly what the story. The
Just
title.
Just Cause.
I played a little bit of Just Cause 2, and pretty much if you had a grappling hook, you were a god.
Oh, it's Just
You
Cause.
can grapple hook anywhere you want.
Just Cause is the most ridiculous game I ever played.
I got that vibe when I watched the trailer.
The only reason it exists is because people like to get drunk and use the grappling hook. There's YouTube videos. Literally, there's a guy with like 200,000 subscribers, and the name of the title, you can look it up. It's called "Drunk with a Grappling Hook," and he does it every Saturday. He gets drunk with a grappling hook and flies all around. Thank you, Vinny.
So Spider-Man with a grappling hook.
Yes, pretty much, and guns, and it's ridiculous.
And
but
like
tons of explosions.
That's a game where it's not going to win awards, but it's going to amuse. It's going to do its job.
It'll pay for itself.
Yeah, for sure.
I can see that.
It's a fun game, but if you want substance, you're in the wrong game.
Yeah. The story is like the most.
It's literally called Just Cause because there's no story. Why are you doing this? Just cause. They say it 70 times in the game.
Alright. My next one is Cyberpunk 2077.
People are going nuts about this game.
I couldn't tell you other than it's year 2077. And everyone's like got cybernetic cyborg parts. Like there's this one part where the girl's doing makeup and her bottom jaw is missing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So it's just like a weird indie game.
It's a futuristic game. It looks very odd.
I wouldn't call it indie though.
No, not indie. It's a futuristic game. It's like it's all in the future, so they have a lot of playroom with like the storyline and like what weapons and technology.
Who developed this?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure. It was one of they ended at E3. Well, I think it's Microsoft. It's Microsoft. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they ended it with they were like, all right, we're closing down, and they're like, oh wait, and they did this like cool sketch thing, and then it came up. So I'm pretty sure you're like a hacker of some sort, if I'm not mistaken.
If anything, it's probably gonna be like, what was that last hacker game?
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. It's probably gonna be like that. Some guy's gonna be fighting against all the cybernetic enhancements.
It looks like Watch Dogs meets Detroit. If you've seen that new game that just released, it's called Detroit, where you're cybernetic.
Detroit looks interesting.
I can't believe I don't have that one in my notes.
Detroit's already out. Detroit is out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's already been out. You can play it. You can buy it right now. It's your choice.
Have you played it?
I played some of it. It's like LA Noire meets Watch Dogs. Like you're a cybernetic police officer, and you can choose to be good or bad. And it's in the future. It's interesting. I recommend it if you like storylines, but it's a slow game. But it looks like a mix of Watch Dogs and Detroit. So, if you like story, then it's worth that. It is. So.
All right, the last one on my list to make the highlights, but I do have more games.
Yes, same here.
Is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yes, this is the big one. This is really, this was the game for that. I can't remember who makes Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft. This was pretty much Ubisoft's only pack-a-punch. That's all they had. It's Greek. Can't go wrong with Greek.
Yeah.
Right?
More specific, it's Spartan.
Yes. So, I mean, I don't really know how they're going to do it.
I haven't played Origins, so I don't know how that was. I don't know if they're
Origins was fantastic.
The trailer plays exactly like Origins.
Yeah, so Origins was really good. Yeah. It's nothing like the first, like the Ezio's.
Origins is completely different.
Yeah, it's completely different.
I'm a little different than Sticky.
I haven't played it. Yeah.
I don't think it's the best one. I can't beat that one either.
Oh, what, Origins?
Origins, I had a hard time.
It was a very, very slow game, which Assassin's Creed can be, but it was great. Great reviews, great graphics, great gameplay, great story. It's just not for me, and it's nothing against that. I kind of just liked it when it was like you're this Italian guy doing shit. Yeah. Right now, it's a little bit too.
Getting too much.
Too many layers.
It's getting in depth when it's a game that doesn't need to be.
Yeah, like what was cool about Assassin's Creed 1? You were a guy missing a finger stabbing people. Yeah. Did you know why? Not really. Not really.
My favorite Assassin's Creed was Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, really with Ezio, yeah.
No, with Connor.
Okay, I thought.
It
was called 3, yeah. There was 2. Okay. There was like Revelations and all. Yeah. Revelations is my favorite when you're old man Ezio.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
But
my favorite one was Black Flag, honestly.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Absolutely, Black Flag is my favorite. You're right. Best one ever.
You have to play Black Flag.
Black Flag. Oh my God, that's a travesty.
That was loud.
He's never played Black Flag. Well, he's never had. I'm telling you, that's
Black Flag is the must-play one.
I have it. You can borrow it. It is the best one.
That was the first one that started to get upsets though, because it felt more like a pirate game than it did Assassin's Creed game. I disagree, honestly.
Then what?
That it felt like an Assassin's Creed game. It didn't feel more like a pirate game.
Black Flag?
Yeah, Black Flag.
Black Flag
there was people complaining that it felt more like a pirate game than it ever did Assassin's Creed. I disagree.
I disagree 110%.
Yes.
It was a storyline with assassin narrative, plus pirates, plus amazing ships. The storyline was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The ending, to this day, brings a tear to my eye. Yeah. It was perfection. And if anyone tells you different, they don't know storyline.
I love the lesson the character learns.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But you're absolutely right. I cannot believe I forgot Black Flag. One of the best games ever, and I don't think they're ever going to emulate that. They hit like lightning struck.
I was watching the trailer. It honestly looks like they're starting to pull back some of that, but keep it with Origins.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I wish they would just be like, yeah, Black Flag 2, and I don't even care if they remake it Call of Duty style. I'd play it again. Okay. I beat it 4 times on like 4 different systems. I had it on 360, I had it on 1, and I had it on 1 remastered. I did all of them.
I'm going to be honest, I did too.
Dude, it's good.
PS3, PS4, and now Xbox One.
But we'll see. I mean, I'm excited. At least Greek is different. I'm not a huge fan of going back. I like the whole
Spartan idea.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of going back to where you have rocks and shit.
You can't go more future with this type of game.
No, you can't, and I don't want future.
Only so much you can go.
But I do want... I like Greek. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a huge fan of Greek, but we'll see. Alright, so those are the highlights?
That was my list of highlights. The only other I only had 2 other games before I had to pack it up and come here.
Okay.
Was Jump Force and Ghost.
Okay, no one knows those games. Those are games for like...
hardcore.
Yeah.
So
we'll go... I got a few things.
Do you want me to go in depth with that, or...?
With Ghost?
With both of them.
Yeah, like, explain it, because I don't know it, so you should... Obviously, if you know it.
Jump Force is an anime game.
Okay, that's why I don't know it.
Yeah, Jump Force...
What system is it, do you know?
I'm pretty sure this one's both.
Okay. Multi, okay.
Okay, Jump Force is a game where you take all the animes combined and you do, I don't want to say Battle Royale, but it's going to be a 3v3 type thing. It's going to be a Mortal Kombat game, essentially. Yeah, it's going to be a battle... It's an arena. It's a fighter game.
Okay.
Obviously. It's actually a sequel
to
J-Stars.
J-Stars
was okay when I played it, but again, it's just an anime game where you take characters from different animes and you fight each other.
Okay, so it's a sequel and it's going to be multi-platinum. So it's you just fight other people, NPCs, or are you fighting online? Okay, it's a choice. Okay. Oh, at least it's a choice. I like that.
This one's supposed to have a story compared to where J-Stars didn't. It was literally just you get online and you either fight a PC or another player.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
And Ghost.
So a game to look for.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
If you're an anime fighter guy,
I'm not.
I would not recommend J-Stars, but based on what I'm seeing.
Okay.
I agree.
So we're moving on past this one.
So Ghost.
Okay, Ghost. Have you played Witcher?
The Witcher, yes. There's 3 of them.
Yes. Yeah. This one looks like it's going to be a lot like that.
So is it It's probably the same developers.
It's ancient Japan.
See, I always like that. There's a lot of stuff you could do with ancient Japan. I think that's kind of cool. Witcher did great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who love Witcher.
In this one, you play a samurai. I think he's Ronin.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, he doesn't have a faction. Because I'm not seeing any flags or symbols on him. He's wearing a straw hat and a straw cape with a robe.
Isn't it going to be voiced by Keanu Reeves?
I don't know.
He needs to be.
I didn't hear a voice. I literally got to... It was a gameplay trailer. It didn't have a cinematic trailer. The trailer was... He gets on a horse and he stumbles upon these guys who are in trouble and he does a quest.
So
that was about as far as I got into it because it was a half-hour trailer and I wasn't going to waste my time watching a half-hour trailer.
Something tells me just by having a half-hour trailer, it's like an indie-esque game. So we'll see. We'll keep our eye out for that one. All right, so those are...
That was
most
it
of
for my list.
All right. So I got a few more things I want to hit before we clean up. One of the big ones that I'm actually amazed was on your highlights is Battlefield 5. Because they showed some stuff for it. They've introduced Battle Royale mode, which is, if you don't know what that means.
It's taking over.
It's taking over. It's the Fortnite idea, right? You put 99 people, you fight it out. So, Battlefield 5's introducing Battle Royale mode.
Do you know what era Battlefield 5 is in?
World War II.
Okay.
It's World War II. Cool. I believe the last one was World War I.
Yeah, it was.
So, it's going to be World War II. I'm very interested to see how this works. Because it's a whole different transition,
especially after Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah. They have big shoes to fill, so it's going to be interesting. I think that it's a bold move to emulate a game that you're already bigger than.
It's a big title, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. They got their work cut out though. And
they're going to have a lot of competition now with this Call of Duty Battle Royale thing, PUBG and Fortnite.
That's going to be the theme of 2018 into 2019. Yeah. It's going to die out, I believe. Yeah. I don't think it's going to carry.
I don't... Everybody's going to get...
lasted this long.
I am too.
People are going to get bored of Battle Royales pretty quickly because it's all the same.
I already kind of am. Like, it's a simple game, but I need a little bit more substance.
Yeah.
So...
Every once in a while, it'd be fun to play. But
it's not something I can just like sink my teeth into.
No.
And I just thought that was interesting that they're emulating that. So moving on from that, we talked about pretty much all of them. A big one that we missed was Gears of War 5. That one.
See, they didn't show up my highlights. I saw a Gears of War pop thing, but that was not a game. And that was
what was funny about it. The Gears of War pop thing they showed, and we. Tell them to quiet up a little. The Gears of War pop thing was a thing leading up to it. Like, hey, this is the game we're making, and it was like a joke.
Uh-huh.
And then they delivered actual Gears of War 5. It's a continuation of 4. We pick up directly where we left off.
There was such a cliffhanger at the end of 4.
Yes. So they're picking up right where they left off. They said it's mainly focused on single player. There's going to be multiplayer, but it'll be basic 3-4 game types.
See, I wasn't a huge fan of Gears of War multiplayer.
Multiplayer was really broken in Gears. It always has been. So I'm okay with this.
I like the story. If they focus more on the story, I'm okay with that.
From what I understand,
amazing.
This is it's a start of a trilogy for Gears. They've committed. They put all the chips in. So
4 was the start of the trilogy.
Yes.
And then we'll see what happens.
So this is going to be mid-trilogy. So I'm interested. You get to see Marcus. There's a couple new characters we don't know. I'm thinking it's Dom's kid. I don't know.
Wasn't he in the last one?
I don't know. Dom's kid wasn't. Because as far as we know, Dom didn't have a kid because his wife was murdered by the Locust. So we don't know if Dom has a kid or not. We don't know. Okay. But there's a character with a big bushy beard. It doesn't look like Marcus's
what's
kid.
His name is going to be Oscar will be there.
So I'm interested to see where that goes.
And then obviously
I am too, honestly, because
you
probably know
4?
this, but not yet.
Yeah, 4's
I don't
really
know if you
good.
know this. Me and
tough.
Chris had recently just started playing 1 through all of them. We're going through all of them in order. And right now we're on 3, and we're having a hard time meeting up playing it. Especially since we keep going back to another game.
Yeah, 3's tough. 4 was really hard.
4 was hard. We could not beat it, I'm saying.
And then every other one we could. It was just one of those ones. Fantastic. I'm super excited for Gears of War 5. I'm glad they're continuing it. So I was excited to see that. Another big thing we missed was Doom 2. They're actually They're coming.
Doing a new Doom.
Yeah, it's a sequel to Doom that came out, I think, in 2008 or something, or no, 2012. Sorry. Anyway, they're doing.
I have that actually.
They're doing a continuation of that one, and they're on Earth. This is the first time Doom is coming to Earth
instead of hell.
Instead of hell. So, very interesting to see what happens there. I thought that was exciting. That got a lot of people excited. One more thing for Xbox. I think one or two things. I guess we have to talk about Star Wars. So from what I understand, they're actually going to release a new Star Wars game. It's called Star Wars: The Fallen Order, and we're going to get to see the dark parts of when all the Jedis are getting murdered, where Anakin's going nuts.
That'll be interesting.
Very interesting. Apparently, it's being written by the same people who did Unleashed.
Who do you think you're playing as?
I think you're going to be just a nobody, because something tells me you're going to die. Because if not, then you would be a character in the actual franchise. So usually when it's an in-between thing, you're going to die. So I just thought it was a really cool timeline to play with. You have a lot of room to go with. So I thought that was cool. A lot of people excited about that. And then Battlefront 2's big announcement, they're going to add Clone Wars. So you're going to be able to play as General Grievous and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And they added the biggest map to ever exist ever, Geonosis or whatever it's called. I'm not too impressed.
I was very disappointed with Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2 failed completely. Everyone thought
stole my money, and I hate them for it.
Everyone thought today the announcement was going to be Battlefront 3. They were going to undo what they did
and bring it back to the first one.
They're just adding consoles.
Battlefield 2.2.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So big disappointment. Star Wars in general. EA failed horribly.
You let us down hard.
Yep.
You money-grubbing horse.
So we'll finish with Bethesda stole the show. We'll agree with that. But we'll finish with today's news, which is groundbreaking, and if Neil was here, I think he would share the enthusiasm. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh, yeah, I didn't really want to talk about that right at the time.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty big deal because every character that's ever been in any Super Smash is in this game.
Wow. Yeah, well, they did that with the one on the Wii as well.
Except this one's on the Switch and all of the consoles, not Xbox and not PS4. But still,
they brought back the characters that were in the previous games.
And so this is a big thing. This is not this is their game. This is their
that
their
one
Halo.
guy babies it so much.
So I thought it was pretty interesting that this is how Nintendo kicked it off their E3. So they're coming out strong. I thought it was interesting to bring back every character ever. They had to renew a lot of contracts to do that.
Well, yeah, they got to renew Snake. They got to renew Sonic.
They brought back the original Snake voice. They paid him. They did all of this stuff. They're putting their chips in this basket and they're sending it out. And
I think that's a good basket to put it in.
Yes, if you're Nintendo, that's the only basket you can put it in.
I did see like a.
So
talk with it.
I mean, I saw some of it. I'm not a Nintendo guy, but I know that was groundbreaking. It was trending on Twitter. It was huge.
That'd be the only thing I'd be interested in considering Nintendo.
Pretty much the only thing. There was other stuff that they were talking about, but that was the big thing. So, good for them. I think they're making a grab for something special, so I hope it turns out as good as it should. And then the last thing, I thought this was really interesting. Mario Party, they're coming out with a new one, which is pretty, that's not a huge
That's
deal.
always a classic or a party
but
game.
Here's the crazy thing. You need multiple Switches to play it in the same room.
That's stupid.
I thought it was an odd thing.
That's a risky move.
The way you play it is like, let's just pretend this was a Switch and this is a Switch. In order to play the mini games, you have to have them touch. And then you would play on yours and I'd play on mine.
I don't agree. I don't like that.
I thought it was I mean, I guess if you get a lot of very rich kids, they could do that. But we couldn't do that. Like, hey, come over and bring your $300 Switch so we can play Mario Party.
I wouldn't even bother.
It's an interesting idea.
I don't. It's an interesting idea, but I don't agree with the.
100%. Yeah. I agree 100%. I don't agree with it. I think it's gonna.
If they
it's gonna flop.
Yeah,
Thank
it's gonna flop. Because kids growing up in these areas that we are in won't be able to get that.
No, of course not. And most people wouldn't. Like, remember when we were younger, like, and you had Game Boys?
Yeah.
Game Boys were expensive, but looking
back... They were made to be portable.
Yes, exactly. But when you go that far with these Nintendos, and it's like these Switch... I think they're $300 a thing. Just to play one game, you're going to have 5 of them. You know what I mean? I just thought it's a bold move, but not a good move.
I wouldn't be surprised if later on the road they did an update where you could play.
Like just on one.
Just on one.
Yeah,
console.
I don't think it's going to last either. I don't think I have anything else on E3. I mean, I'm sure more came out throughout this, but that's really the bulk of it. It's been a great E3, exciting. I'm excited about the end of 2018 into 2019.
The only other stuff I had was like DLCs that I'm sure a lot of people know about.
Like the God of War one, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it. They added New Game Plus.
I didn't even see that.
For God of War, if people aren't familiar with New Game Plus, it basically means you can continue a character and play again. So you can keep amping up, I'm guessing, of skills, a skill branch or something.
Generally, yeah. But,
usually they
But
do
in God of War, in my experience, you pretty much max everything out when you play the first time.
So, but they added New Game Plus, which is something I'm not positive, but I think the Batman games kind of created. So I thought that was cool. A lot of love went into DLC, you're right. But it's here,
There's you guys probably don't want to hear about this, but the new... I'm excited. Destiny DLC. The Forsaken.
Destiny did get a lot of love. We're not the biggest Destiny fans, but it's got a huge fan base. And it does its job.
Do you know it's made by the same people that made Halo?
Yes, I do. I do know that. The other reason I never got into Destiny, and this is 100% truth, is because nobody played it with me.
I watched the time you played it. You have 5 minutes.
Yeah, because no one plays with me.
It doesn't even look like you gave it a chance.
No, you know what happened is I bought it, I logged in, made my character, and I'm like, all right, let's play Lord. And he was like, got to get off. And I was like, never going to get it again. I uninstalled it, and that's it. I own the game. I have it at my will whenever I want to play it. I just have no one to play with. And you guys are such high levels, I'm just going to be that weird Gimli that follows you around and tries to steal.
You're allowed in 3 characters. I can delete any of my other 2 characters anytime and start over. One I will not delete is my main.
I'm open to it, but I played a little bit of it at my friend's bachelor party. I played some of it, and it wasn't that bad. It was just, it's different. It's got a Halo feel to it. Anyone who's played Halo and picks up Destiny,
a lot of jumping.
A lot of jumping.
Probably the fastest way to move other than your little go-kart.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's pretty much our E3 coverage. We'll have more coming. We didn't do any movies or any miscellaneous news.
We'll have that next week.
Yeah, I mean E3 was this is our baby.
Hopefully,
this is the Swiss Army nerds and
this is games is my segment.
Yes, and he killed it. You did fantastic. I mean, we pretty much everything up to the last 2 hours we talked about. So. If you like,
holy shit!
Oh yeah, we went ham, but there was a lot to cover and we did it pretty well. So hopefully you dug it. You're excited. Whether you're PS4, for me, what I loved about the C3, I didn't walk away going fuck PS4. We kicked that ass. I really think it was pretty even. I mean, the big games were sharing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, there were only maybe 2 or 3 exclusives. The only one I hate PS4 for is Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Days Gone. I'll admit that.
We didn't really talk about that.
What, Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Well, Spider-Man's a big game, and it's gonna be, and it's apparently it works with the Marvel transition, with timeline. I'm telling you, the free flow combat.
Did you watch the trailer though?
Yes.
It's
got all the villains.
It's literally gonna be it's pretty much gonna be like the first Batman game where you come across almost all the high known villains for Spider-Man.
And Arkham's one of the greatest games I've ever played. I'm just gonna say that, but I'm very jealous that I can't play Spider-Man. So, I'm hoping...
I don't doubt that one will cross over.
Why don't you just steal Tim's?
Yeah, honestly. Tim, yeah.
Because he's not going to use it.
He does not play it, and he does not have the money to afford the other games.
It's true. I should just buy it off of him for like $7. But...
You take everything right now.
We'll do a quick plug, and then we'll get out of here. So, Swiss Army Nerds on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and... Snapchat, actually. I have all 4 now. And SoundCloud, of course. Swiss Army Nerds. Excuse me, you're going to get that E3 coverage. We had the Sports Center earlier. We had some issues with that. Got to edit that together. But we'll have it all out there, all the content you need. So if you want any opinions that are highly appreciated by us on E3, this is where you come. So
merch?
Yeah, merch, of course. It's $15 a shirt. Get whatever you want. You can get a shirt, you can get a hat. All you have to do is tell us your size. We can do the rest. And the color, of course. So if you want merch, let us know. We're going to actually put this together and plug it. So you'll be able to get this anywhere. Again, Swiss Army Nerds on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and YouTube.
SoundCloud.
And SoundCloud. 5 of them, sorry. We keep growing, man.
We're going to have to get find an acronym for it.
Yes.
So that way you can remember it.
But you killed it. Thank you so much for joining us on the E3 coverage. It was fantastic. So we're going to take off. It was a lot of fun. Peace out.
See ya.
we made it.